think the problem is, let's look at it down here.
I've gone to this resort.
What's been a problem is, I think right here, it's been dragging on the ground. It's not helping. I think probably burned out the clutch eventually. And now it either needs clutch pads. Who knows?
What makes the trees move?
This thing is still rolling like a stinker. All right. Fair enough. Good for another day. Hi friends, I wanted to jump in here for a second. So here's the thing, this video is actually a longer video. It goes over business, it goes over weather, it goes about cantilever gates, and it also goes about, talks about the clutch pad on an HSLG, OSCO, linear, gate operator, if it's slipping and you're having problems. So it does have some really good information in there about that. So I advise you follow along for that. Now, I will try to put in the description below, I will try to put in a like a timestamp about where, if you just want to kind of jump to that, if you're looking to fix one of these, because obviously I did that in the summer. Obviously now it's fall, it's hunting season, and so I'm editing this video, but I kind of more or less did this for myself. I'm a little bit selfish like that because I forgot how to fix this. So the reason I left it was because I wanted to show my theory of what I was doing and the mistakes that I made, and that way you don't have to. You can just fix the problem right away, get into it, fix the roll pin. The roll pin's a problem that you cannot see, and you can just be on with your day, because that cost me probably 3-4 hours. It took quite a bit. So stay along. Like I said, look below. I'll try to put it in the description, the timestamp, to kind of bring you right to there. Otherwise, we're going to talk about business. We're going to talk about how it affects garage doors and gate operators. And if you're getting into the gate operators or slide gates, I definitely advise you to watch it, because you're going to learn a few things about rollers and gate operators and stuff like that. A little bit of fencing too. All right, let's get to the video. Just one more thing too. This video is on the longer side, so if you're going to be one of those donkeys that's going to complain, please don't, because your comment will just get erased and you'll be wiped off the platform in a sense. So don't waste your time. I'm warning you now, it's a longer video. It's for people that are getting into it or have a DIY or maintenance guys. Like I said, I can't tell you what to do. I'd call a trained professional, because this is serious business, and there's not too many people out there anymore that have common sense. So you'll probably lose a finger. So I wouldn't advise you doing this at all. Call a professional. Okay? There you go. Have a nice day. All right, you guys. Dave here with Affordable Door and Gate. It is Sunday. So when we went yesterday, which was Saturday, took the kiddos. We went and did some, dropped off some water jugs for putting in concrete. I realized one of the slide gates was erroring out, you know what I mean? Like it was just beeping. So after further investigation, it's running real hard. So I decided to, I thought, well, it needs, luckily I found some of these at the shop, the clutch pads. I hope these are the right ones, because they did change the models. The old ones I think used to have real skinnies, and then they went to the bigger hole on here. So I got 2 of them. So that's a plus. I grabbed as a couple hand tools that I could, because like I said, my tools are tied up at a rental. And so I ended up deciding to go out today, because, and this is I guess I'm trying to tell you this stuff because this can go for garage doors and just being a business owner in general. But for today, this whole last week was all of 85 to 90 degrees out with humidity, a lot of humidity. Rain just coming off the face, sunburns happening. Back of my legs got fried on one of them just for being out for 3 hours in the sun. No lotion or anything, no suntan lotion, sunscreen, sunblock, whatever you call it. So today is about a high of 78. We had a cold front come through. Humidity's dropped. It feels amazing outside. So I have to harness the opportunity, right? Because I'm dependent on the weather, because I don't have like an office job. So I'm going to utilize today to go out there, take a look at it. I'll bring you guys along. We'll see what we can do to get this thing hopefully working and running better. I brought lube, I brought grease, I brought a few hand tools, hopefully got everything. Brung the knee pad, that was important. I said, I'm not going to be putting my knees in that wet grass because we've just got a ton of rain yesterday and last night. So everything's going to be a little spongy, if you know what I mean. So just stuff to think about, you know what I mean, that when you get into the business stuff, right, it's typically not always 8 to 5, you know what I mean? Not to say it can't be and you work it that way, but I have found out it's easier. Like today, I look at it and I go, there's a great opportunity that, for one, I won't have to deal with customers or employees there trying to go through the gate, or people stopping and asking me, what's going on? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. It'll be nice and quiet there. I won't have to mess with, you know, just interacting with a bunch of people and around the gate. So it's going to work out really good. So I'm definitely going to, we'll see at the job site. Okay, so the first thing we can see, I know with the gate's too low. That's scraping dirt. So that's the resistance. Sorry for the wind. And we got room, so somebody left us room with the poles to go up. So right now this gate, you know, there's pressure on that roller and there's pressure on this roller because this is extended out. And when this gate slides open, there'll be pressure on this roller and there'll be pressure on that roller. So right now I'm going to jog that roller up. I'm going to loosen it, tap it with a hammer, get it to come up. It's going to lower me down here, which will be a problem. It ain't going to go much, obviously, because I'm in the dirt. I might have to open the gate a little bit. But that's what I'll get started with. And then we'll see if we can get the resistance out of this gate, and then we'll work on the rest of it. So this is a really common problem I run into. So if you think you're going to kind of hop, dippity skip out of here real fast, it's not going to probably happen. But see, I got that fence bracket in the way. I can't lift my roller. I can't get this one. This is the bottom one. I can't get it higher because those fence brackets. So now I got to take those off. I got to put them below, and it'd be a lot easier with a second person, but I should be able to get it. They're on the bigger posts. They're a little more loosey-goosey, but just kind of problems you run into. All right, you can see the dirt marks from where those hooks were for the chain, the brackets. Now I got them down here. So just remember, kids, when you do fencing for gates, put your brackets super low, as low as you can go, because typically you're not going to ever have this roller down in this ground. So always remember, put them down super low. So I'm loosening these up right now. I'm going to raise this up because right now we got too much. This is too much gap between it. But see how there's no pressure on here? It's because the gate's extended out, so it's tipped that way. So there's pressure on this one, but there's not pressure on this one. We can't get it too tight because this pipe has a little bit of a, all of them always do, they always have a little bit of a wall up in them. So you don't want this just slammed up here. You got to have a little bit of space, but not too much, because right now obviously this thing was going to fall off. All right, we're back to this side. I already raised this one up, so now this roller's got quite a bit of gap. But we got this shenanigans again. Stuff in the way. It'll be easier because now I don't have to fight the fence down there. I'm just right here. So obviously I'll get this below here, attached somewhere down here. I wanted to talk for a second though, to tell you guys, you know how I always talk about like people don't really care about the fence. You know, we did this in a horrible condition, right, years ago. It was wintertime. We had subbed it out. But like right here, right? Look how long that's been loose. That bolt is loose. That's what it should look like. That's tight. So that bolt, there's another one here. This whole roll here didn't get tightened up. Nobody caught it. Nobody didn't care. They paid the bill. This is on the wrong way. You can see this fence isn't the prettiest. You know, it's got some walk to it. It's obviously had the plow truck push some snow up to it and that over the past. But what I'm getting at is that people don't complain about the fence. This thing they will complain about, because those things, right? Those pedestrian cars, the women, the men, people I don't know, these people will go, why isn't the gate working? You know what I mean? There's a problem. Well, the clutch burned up, it's out of adjustment, it needs oil, it needs lube, it needs adjustment. What I'm saying is why the fencing is so beautiful, because nobody cares. This thing just sits here, never got a call back on it. Obviously we were using these ties. We don't use these ties typically anymore. We use these other metal ties, but like this is kind of like, this is a missed spot in my opinion. You know, this is loose. It's not sitting where it should, but it's up. It does the purpose and nobody cares, right? The boogeyman's not coming in. So that's why I say sometimes there's not human interactions. What I'm always trying to explain. You can put up this. It's manual labor. Yes, it's tough and that. Like I said, we're going to do it over here, but we'll get paid. Nobody will probably complain about it. Nobody walks along it and goes, you know, I think we should call them and complain. But this thing right here, they will call. Power outages, mechanical failures, motors, belts, keypads, human errors, photo eyes, safeties, loops, you name it. This thing will call you back. Maybe that's a good thing, right? Obviously you get work, but obviously it might be a bad thing. Like, I don't know what happened here. I don't know who did this. I know this wouldn't have been my doings if I was, you know, weed whacker gonna take that guy out. I don't know what was going on there. Like I said, I wasn't really a part of this one too much. We dropped some material, subbed it out. It went up. It was a horrible time to do it, winter time. I mean, they had to plow this out for us. This all wasn't here. This was all being developed. Fun times. All right, make sure our power is off. Power's off. Seems like it has something to do with that keyway there. All I know is you don't want to lose that little key, because that thing is a stinker. So I even might want to try to pull it back up somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. There we go. Hopefully that way it stays in that little guy right there. Is a real problem if you lose that. I'm dead in the water if I lose this. So you can see the pad got scuffed up. I think it's still usable, but that something holds it up, that little, because it can't put pressure on it so far. Gotta have a Leatherman. There's that. Pull that off. Drop this. We should be fine. Yes, because whoever engineered this, our limits are set down here directly on the drive shaft, main drive, so we won't lose our limits, which is beautiful. I panicked for a second. I can't remember if there's another. There is another one in here, another key thing or not. It's been a minute since I've done one. Another clutch pad that doesn't look too healthy. Typically always easier to do it on the sprocket. Lies. All lies. No. Oh man. Just fell on that limit box. That's okay. I was going to get in there anyways. I want to oil that thing up. It looks pretty bone dry. I actually had these things, these gears, chew themselves up right from the manufacturer. Like they don't put no lube on them. There we go. That looks good. Not too bad. Oh, what's going on here? No disc, no connecty, no resisty. There it goes. Locked in. We're gonna give her the scrunch down this time. Look at that thing. Why is that still loose? That should not be doing that. Finally bit, but I think it's that little shim. I think it's that shim that causes this problem. Saved by that one. Disconnect her again and get that thing out because I don't want to lose that. Almost like they engineered it so it won't work past that point. Because these used to be different. I used to be able to really use these things up right to darn near nothing. Tighten them down, they'd work again. And I know that might have been the problem right there. It hits. It's like it's hitting that little keyway. I remember there was something always glitchy about these. This part. See, it used to be you went off this little hole. They never had these big ones like this. They changed that design. I got electrical tape. I'll say I could just tape the side of this. Ah. Didn't want that to happen. See how that's sitting better. Now it's like I can put more pressure on it, because you know this is not the best design here. Something needs to be changed on this. They should really change it. Good. Okay. Just remember, kids, don't try this at home. This is for entertainment purposes only. I didn't like how that slipped. We're gonna just run it. Pull our disconnect, put it in, turn our power on. Normally do is all it's beeping, but I don't want to listen to the beep today. I'll wait till I'm done. We're gonna go open. That stinking thing was still slipping a little bit. Power back off. Make sure we're dead. This isn't the first time I've had this problem. I'm gonna just try something. Don't recommend doing this at all. I don't know what it is. It's like once they get away from their initial break-in period, sometimes this happens. So we're going to take this one with this one. It's kind of weird because, like I said, the old way they used to do it was not a problem. The new way, I always remember there's something going on, and it's because but I can't get rid of that, because if I get rid of that, this doesn't make contact. Because the shaft's turning, but it needs to hit these plates if that makes sense, you know, these clutch plates. So that can be a problem. So we're gonna double it up and see if it stays nice and strong, because this gate does move a little stiff, but it's not that stiff. Not for an HSLG. Not for this puppy to power through it. So I'm just going really hog wild right now, just testing everything out. All right, powered, fingers are clear. We're gonna go close. Oh, what did I do? Nope. I still see a delay in it. And I think I pivoted something off here. So one thing I forgot to mention in the video, the chain is off. It's cocked in there. That's why it's sounding funny. So if you sight down that chain and that chain looks like it's off, that's a good indication that the roll pin you're going to see is broke. So just keep that in mind. Because I feel like I'm hearing weird noises that I don't like. Maybe it's just in my head. I can't tell. Time to pull out the big guns. Alright, let's go like this. Close. Oh, for show. It went way wonky. Look at here, there, everywhere. Not good. Not good. Not good at all. This is a great learning opportunity for you guys. Free of charge. Somebody's gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing that. It's weird, I've had these surfaces do this before too. Get this thing back up in the up position. Problem is, I don't really have, it's like what you don't want to do, but you almost want to do. Oh my gosh, there it is. Oh, I seen it go. I thought it just went in the ground. I thought, I'm in the grass, I'll never find it. Oh no, my key thing fell out. So that's not good. That's part of the problem right there. And it can fall out because there's another shim back there, so that makes sense. Alright. Which way to go? Come on. Not so easy to do when they're loosey-goosey. Okay. So obviously my way is not working. I feel like every time I always do this, I always have to reinvent the wheel on this thing. Figure out how I did it the last time. So maybe now that I got a video, I can... Is it you that's my problem? Somebody in here is my problem. I'm telling you. that's a problem. What is going on there? That don't look good at all. What in the hillbilly beans is going on here? I don't remember this. I think I found the problem. I thought these were set screws. I thought those were set screws. Those aren't set screws. That's a pin, a roll pin. So the roll pin broke. That's the problem. Okay, so here's the thing. I wanted to jump in here for a minute. Thank you for watching the video. If you don't mind, give it a like. If you're a subscriber, or if you're not, you should become one. Anyways, this was a good spot to stop and talk about. If you look in the video, you might have to go back a little bit, but you see where I zoomed in? This is probably going to be about the best visual of it. I got a collar. I don't know the size of the collar, but what I did is when I reassembled that shaft back on there, I think with the spring mechanism, you're putting so much pressure on the clutch that you could break that roll pin again. So what I did is, if you look on the other side of the platform where the bearing is, there's a collar over there. You can't take that one. You got to find one. I found one out of a junk gate operator. I'm sure you could order them offline if you're a maintenance guy or somebody like that. But what I ended up doing is I put a collar behind there too, and I tightened the set screw down to help keep that plate from ever breaking that roll pin and pushing back in. Because if you kind of understand how things work, you can see where it kind of got buried, and I couldn't see it until I started tearing things apart. So I put that collar back there to take some of that pressure off that roll pin. So hopefully this doesn't happen again. So let's continue on. It's supposed to be in there. Okie dokie. Well, now we know what's going on. Now I can't remember why my spidey sense is telling me I have to replace this whole shaft, because I've ran into this before. My brain's telling me I shouldn't have to, but I know in the past I've replaced the whole shaft for a certain reason, and I don't know if it's going to bite me, so I'm going to see if we got one at the shop. Also, I'm going to just try to repair it. Okay, so here's the scoop, right? The reason we replaced the whole shaft is most of the technicians, and myself, obviously, with this video, that's what I'm showing you. I could have edited all this out of here, but I wanted to show somebody, if they're struggling, what's going on. So, you know, you can go back in the video and watch a lot of depth of it, or you can go to hopefully this part, and you can figure it out a lot faster. But I don't think you have to. Sometimes the reason we replace the whole shaft if it gets ground up pretty bad, or maybe we can't get the plate off because it's been running so long, being broke. Now I know this gate was working the next day, and then when I came in on whatever it's Saturday or Sunday, you know, it failed, so it didn't run that long. So that's why I'm sitting here talking about why we replace the shaft, is because this normally tricks us in the field, because we don't do a lot of them, but it's starting to become a little bit more common as these newer gate operator design is getting age on it. So you shouldn't have to replace the whole assembly. We found it just kind of easier, because otherwise you're chasing all this kind of stuff. But the roll pin is really the problem, so I think you'll be fine. Just change the roll pin. Like I said, if you can get a collar, if it happens again, take some of that pressure you understand when you kind of put it together. That might help you out. Or maybe do the roll pin now, order that collar, and that way you have it, so in the future, if it happens again, you can hopefully you know, replace it and take care of it. Let's get back to it. Without taking this all apart, that's it, guys. Roll pin broke. Hi. I'll bring this with. I'm gonna make a list of what I need to bring. Like, I need to bring a bucket because that sucks. I gotta bring a few other things. So now we go for a drive. Okay, so here's the thing. I apologize for not doing any video, putting it together. I either lost it or I just didn't take it. I was pretty burned out. I was kind of upset at myself, honestly, for not catching that roll pin. But that roll pin, I think what happens is, obviously, if you look at the video, I still see it there. It got wedged in there, so I never seen the other piece missing. I think we just had another one happen that I'm going to dissect in the future. But it's basically the same thing. So if you're having clutch problems, exactly what I would look for that roll pin in the back right from the get-go. Just make sure when you take all the parts off, you just set them down in sequence and get them back on the same way, and you'll probably be okay. So just something to keep in mind. Roll pin. We're gonna get ready to fire this up. Power on. No beepy beeps. Just so some of you guys know too, if you're getting into this, that's the version of this, that circuit board. You might not be able to see it, but it said 2.1. That's the version of this. They have different versions. Okay. Nothing's in the way. Everything's hooked back up. Keep my hands clear. Everything's clear. This is ready to go, right? Yes. I got a big old bug on me. God darn. This thing won't leave. Get off me. All right. Here we go. Oh, for some reason I got my marks lined up this time. Sweet. So you watch that for me. Mark is pretty close. I don't know how close I was. Let me go down. Beautiful. It is walking a little bit though, isn't it? That might be walking just a touch. Let's go open. If it is, it's just a hair, which has got a little give, which is fine. Alright guys, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this one. Thanks for watching. Like I said, comment below if you see if I got any other ideas or tools. Obviously I know I could have used a couple different tools, a punch and stuff like that would have been helpful, but hopefully this helps somebody out there that's dealing with gate problems. Like I said, still love the HSLGs, great openers. We got her figured out and away we go. So have a nice day. Talk to you later. If you don't mind, hit the like button on your way out, become a subscriber, comment below with anything you got. We'll see you in the next one.